Hey Taurus Collective, happy Thursday. Welcome to the channel, welcome back. I hope you all are doing amazing. Let's pull some cards for you, see what you need to hear today. Alright, you have compassion. Your heart expands when you offer kindness. True power lies in understanding and empathy. Show unconditional love today. Offer support or a kind word without expectation. Okay, well, what is that about? It says receiving. To manifest, you must be open to receiving as much as you give. Practice saying yes to support, love, and opportunities without hesitation. So it looks like the universe is like putting some things on your path, some kind of blessings on your path here with receiving. Y'all know that is our energy. Venusian energy is all about receiving. Divine feminine energy is all about receiving. And with the satellite here, I feel like there could be a lot of energy coming towards you. People wanting to help you, be there for you, support you, so forth and so on. And you are being encouraged to say yes, okay? And this card, for some reason, is making me think of the movie Yes Man. I don't know if you have ever seen that movie with Jim Carrey. But the movie was all about him opening up his heart chakra and learning how to say yes to opportunities. He had to say yes to everything for a certain amount of days. And his life changed for the better when he started to say yes. So, yeah, I feel like this is encouragement for you to, number one, let other people be there for you. So you can manifest the things that you want. Because we not only block our own blessings, but we block other people's blessings when we don't let them help us. Because that's what we're here to do, okay? So when someone wants to be there for you, like I said the other day, last week, whenever we have a hard time asking for help, I think we like to do things on our own. This is a message to allow people to be there for you. And I feel like some of you are really good at showing love, you know, having this big open heart, doing things for other people. And if not, you're being encouraged to, okay? It says unconditional love. That is the Empress as well. And look at the pink. We talked about this the other day. Some of you could be getting some really positive communication as well with this blue here. That is the throat chakra. Maybe a Gemini or Virgo is involved, or some of you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. In any capacity, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. But this, you know, today your message is to operate in your heart space with the completely open heart chakra. And that's going to bring in some kind of whatever it is that you are receiving. It feels positive. Very positive. Let's take a look at these cards and see what you get from my own deck here. Let's see. Look at this, being on the receiving end. You can't make it up. You had the circadian rhythm. So this is the Nine of Swords, Gemini Mars energy. It does talk about insomnia, sleepless nights, worrying, fear, traumatized despair, migraines, and dark night of the soul. You know, what's probably happening for a lot of you is that you're changing. And change is not easy, especially for a fixed sign. And this change might be triggering you. Maybe some ascension symptoms. But I do feel like with receiving and coming out with receiving, I mean, you can't make this up. This is my own homemade deck, right? Like, how is that even possible? Well, it's because you must be about to receive something. And you could be anxious about it. You could be worrying for nothing, though. The Nine of Swords talks about worrying for nothing. It's an overactive imagination and intrusive thoughts. I feel like in order for you to get in the flow, because I feel like that's what this satellite is. It's like you're in the flow. You know, satellites help us to get cell phone service, cable service, whatever, right? It creates signals. And so I do feel like in order for you to get into alignment with whatever it is you're receiving, you kind of have to chill out a little bit and stop worrying. I don't know what it is, but Spirit is telling you to just be in receptive mode. Open up your hands, give love, receive love equally. And happiness and whatever else. We have a renegade. Backsliding, reactionary, rebel, radical, traitor, defector, deserter, and gone rogue. What is that? See, that's kind of giving me like a renegade is someone who operates on their own terms. You know what I mean? They a defector, somebody who leaves the group. A lone wolf. Some of you could be trying to handle something on your own and you need to let other people help you. Is kind of what I'm getting from that. And we have culture shock, Taurus energy. The Hierophant in reverse. It talks about taboos, being cut from a different cloth, an unconventional relationship, rebelliousness again, freedom, fear of judgment, persecution, walking contradiction, unethical practices, hypocrisy, and boredom with tradition. That could be what you are pushing back against. I don't necessarily think that is a bad thing. Some of you could be deviating from a way of life, a way of thinking, a community, a culture, whether religious or whatever. What else? So this means that Taurus is bucking tradition. You're not going along to get along here. I see this as like internal validation. And maybe there's something recently about your spiritual walk or whatever that you have started to question. You know, some of you could be in that unlearning phase, which to me signals that you are evolving. Like I said, an ascension. That usually means that you start to question the things that your parents taught you, your church taught you, your teachers taught you, your community taught you. There's some things that you might be like, I don't know that I believe that anymore. I really think this is a part of the collective waking up of the planet. I saw some people protesting on behalf of the immigration thing. And I saw a guy with a sign that said, call me woke. What did it say? It said, call me woke. He saw it as a compliment. I forgot exactly what it said, but he said, call me woke. I will take it as a compliment, something like that. Because, that term started off really powerful and then it took a turn. And it started to become a derogatory term, an insult when someone called you woke. Basically like you were a conspiracy theorist. You had a problem for every solution. And that's not the way the word started. The word started to represent people who were shedding the norms of society and bucking tradition. So I don't know what's going on there, but that is being highlighted for some of you. This could just be a personal way that you've been thinking that you're trying to come out of. We have the element of surprise. Yeah, plot twist, upheaval. This is some kind of rude awakening, reality check, a wake-up call, and a sudden change. This tells you to expect the unexpected. It's a paradigm shift, unpredictability, and chaos. That is Scorpio and Aries energy. And the Tower comes to destroy something that was built on a faulty, shaky foundation. And it can't stand. So whatever this is, it's a major shift. I do feel like for some of you, you might even be like information could just be coming to you, dawning on you, starting to make sense where it didn't before. Okay, let's see one more. You have double standards. Libra and Scorpio energy, unfair expectations, wanting more than one gives, imbalance, and getting away with an injustice. Now, for some of you, there could be a person in your energy that you are no longer seeing in the same light. Doesn't have to be romantic love, but it feels like there's something here that doesn't work with you anymore or for you anymore. I feel like this circadian rhythm being off is telling me that, let me see, hold on the side of this. It feels like it's telling me that for some of you, you've been worrying about something, you've been stressing about something, and you are kind of letting it go. Because once you get on the receiving end, that's an inactive energy. The Empress sits on her throne. She collects her blessings. She lets them flow to her. She's well taken care of. Now, that could be because she's made strides in the past that are benefiting her now, or that could be that other people are taking care of her. Whatever the case, it feels like Taurus, I don't know what time frame this is because it doesn't have to be today, this week. It's just the energy in your energy field right now. You're pushing back against something that has caused you some discomfort, some worry, some stress. And it could be that with this element of surprise, that the plot twist is that you don't support this double standard anymore. You can have somebody that likes to play the blame game in your energy, doesn't want to be accountable or take responsibility for anything. Or that could even be your own energy. I don't know. But it does feel like there's some reckoning going on here. You got a one-trick pony, one-dimensional, only good for one thing, lacking nuance, diversity, a one-off success, a one-hit wonder, and momentary success with a Capricorn. It could be a Capricorn. Then you got a first deacon Leo, which is where we are right now. That could also just be the season. August 22nd, 23rd. I can't tell. Through August the 1st. And this is Leo Saturn. And this is a true Leo energy. People who were born between that window are true Leos. So this is 5 days, the near future. So something over the next 5 days. I just said I didn't have a time frame. This gives us a time frame. And we are in this window. It's the 24th right now. So something over the next week. It says no. The answer is no when you get this card. This talks about being confident, extroverted, self-love, attention-seeking, outspoken, patient, loyal, loving, caring, conflicts, drama, competition, jealousy, diversity, self-defense, outside influences, and external forces. I feel like that's what you're pushing back against. The Five of Wands can talk about standing your ground, defending yourself. It can be a card of competition and jealousy, all of that. So maybe there's a Leo or Capricorn that's significant here. But yeah, we got you being antisocial. This is the Hermit card, Virgo energy. It says time apart, taking a break from everything and everyone and unplugging. And you know, the Hierophant is here. That is the Matrix. Some of you are unplugging from the Matrix. That could mean that you're not going to be on social media. The Matrix can be anything from society, like I said before. It could be for some of you social media. You know, maybe you're like, I need to take a break from being online, interacting with certain people. It could be because, you know, in this day and age, the computer, the social media, it really is just indoctrinating your brain with everybody else's thoughts. Someone asked me why I'm not on social media. And I'm like, I outgrew it. And this is no slight to anybody who's still on it. But for me, it just became very childish. I realized just how many people's, hold on, y'all. How many people's beliefs and thoughts and feelings and opinions that I was subjecting myself to on a daily basis. Now you can curate your social media to a more positive thing. Like I do use TikTok, but it's for the channel. I just haven't posted on there in a while. But my TikTok is all about like little babies and kids, you know, funny moments with babies and kids. Babies and pets is what I meant to say. Funny stuff. That's usually what shows up on my timeline because I've kind of curated my algorithm where I don't really see any crazy stuff, you know. So that's the only reason why, you know, it's okay. Okay, let's see what you got here. You got a distorted feminine energy. Somebody could be from Houston. Some kind of, there's a woman here for somebody, a promiscuous woman, a woman that gets around for the streets, a social climber, gold digger, clout chaser, status seeker. This could be even the energy that you're tired of online. It says tread lightly, be careful, protect yourself, on guard, cautious, danger, warning, and in harm's way. That's Capricorn energy. So it could be a Capricorn, it could be a Leo, Aries, or a Sagittarius. This person is clueless. It could be an Aquarius. And then we have as above, so below. Your thoughts are becoming things. This is about your internal monologue or dialogue. You are the master of your destiny. You have all the resources you need inside of you to manifest. Make something out of nothing. Use what you've got to get what you want. You are a mastermind. You could be brainstorming, and you do have a workable plan here. Okay, now we get into some positive cards. You have a past life soulmate who's a Mr. Personality, who's on their best behavior, oh wow, you got a sparring partner. Oh, you got the self-love journey. See, these are the kind of cards I want to talk about. Self-love love journey, and then we have logic. We're going to stop here. I'm going to move these cards out of my way, put them over here. And what we are going to do is we're going to put all of these right here because I don't really want to focus on this negative energy. I'm going to look at it, but it's going to be real quick. Okay? And we're going to look at this energy coming towards you. You have somebody here that makes you better. It says iron sharpens iron, the buddy system, camaraderie, your other half, a united front, friendly competition. You have the self-love journey that says self-focus, tuning out the outside noise. What did I just say? Too many people's, you know, in your head, too many people's opinions, things like that. It says being introspective, which is the Hermit card, which can be looking like you're antisocial, but you're really pulling away to figure yourself out. And that could be something over the next 5 days that you find yourself doing. Okay. Some of you could also work in a hostile environment because the Five of Wands can be work in a hostile environment. Could be that there is a person around you that is very one-dimensional. That could be the person, a Capricorn, a Leo, the Aquarius, whomever, that you feel like you are, you know, maybe being hit over hard about. But this card says figuring yourself out, quiet contemplation, on a journey of self-discovery, setting better boundaries, higher standards, no longer settling for less than you deserve, and going within. Like I said, it does feel like somebody is a bit rebellious if this is not you. This could be somebody in your energy that you see as, the word bopper is here. That's why I say somebody could be from Houston, because they say bopper. At least to my knowledge. I learned that from my Houstonian friends. Yeah, so It feels like you are being told to tread lightly with somebody that is promiscuous, especially if you're a man and you're dealing with a woman, or you're a woman who deals with women. This person is clueless. And in that card, the Fool card, which is what this is, talks about somebody who's a bit reckless. So you just have to be careful with that. But I do feel like somebody's very passionate about you. For some of you, you have a Taurus, a Leo, Aries, a Sagittarius coming towards you, or Cancer, or somebody with a Cancer Venus placement, if you would know that. Okay. Somebody could be giving up their player ways for you. What deck do I want to start with? Let's use this deck. Okay, so what are you receiving? Oh, look at you, the Hierophant. A new belief system. And the World card, look at that. The World card does talk about closing out a cycle. It does talk about leveling up. And this is Taurus energy, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Capricorn. This is Saturn. I see the Hierophant is Jupiter. I see that this person has these chains on him. Okay, so it's like he's chained to these beliefs, but this means that you're ending that cycle. Like I said, I literally said that over here with the Hierophant card in reverse. Some of you are leveling up spiritually, and you just don't see something the same way. So this could look like, I don't know why this looks like Jesus to me, like it would be a depiction of Jesus. The Hierophant can represent the Spirit of God. And so this could be your Christ consciousness. Some of you are elevating spiritually. That's what this is telling me. Like there's an old way of thinking that maybe you were chained to, because why are there chains here? Because this represents indoctrination, conformity, going along to get along, outside validation, needing to fit in with the world, you know, having the same belief system because you're afraid to go against the status quo, so forth and so on. So I feel like with it being in reverse, some of you, it could be that you've been exposed to some other culture around the world, or a belief system that has that feels more in alignment with you. Because like I said, if you get a satellite, that means something is in alignment with you. This satellite works as a beacon to create, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I don't know why words are not coming to me, but y'all know what satellites are. Yeah. I feel like some of you could be detecting something, feeling something, and maybe you're questioning. You could be opening yourself up to a new spiritual practice. Yeah. Because the Hierophant can talk about us converting our religion, so forth and so on, if we do feel like we question some things. This is the person that holds the keys to heaven. He, much like his counterpart, the Hierophant, does sit between worlds, but he just represents the earthly, worldly part of your spiritual journey, meaning that it's a more tangible thing, where the High Priestess is more about the spiritual realm, being able to see between both of the realms, the physical and the spiritual realm. I feel like there's something here, a level up. We're just going to leave it at that. For some of you, there's also maybe a marriage that you could be ending. This could be a community. The Hierophant can represent wisdom, a mentor. Somebody here could be a life coach, a guidance counselor. This could be somebody coming towards you to help you to level up. Or for some of you, this Hierophant is just you, and you've been chained to a way of thinking and believing. But the World card means there's an end to that cycle, and it's time for a change. That's a card of self-actualizing. What's the element of surprise? Look at that, the Devil. Look at that. Capricorn energy, the Ace of Swords, seen clearly, a breakthrough, an aha moment. And you see how this person is almost like putting their own hand on this sword with the Devil here. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And then the Three of Wands is about growth and expansion and building blocks. Some of you are outgrowing something or someone. I don't know what it is, but it feels toxic. Or it feels like maybe you're seeing something that somebody was trying to tell you. This is like devilish ways, right? And for some of you, you're like, no, something that somebody's been telling me is evil or bad or devilish. It's not. You're growing. Like I said, this is clear thinking. This can also be cutting people and things out of your life. This card can represent warfare. It's a double-edged sword. It's the sword of truth, but it can also be a sword that causes division. So it feels like you could be outgrowing something. I don't know what it is for everyone. I ain't going to try to guess. But the Tower tells me that something something you thought was solid, stable, it's not. And you could be going through a culture shock, because maybe you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I believed this my whole life, and now you're seeing clearly. This is about clarity of mind, situational awareness. And I always say it's knowing is half the battle. So now that you know something, you don't see it the way you used to. Look how she's sitting on top of the Devil's head. Like, it's like you've got control, and the chain is broken here. That chain is showing up again. So you're liberating yourself in some kind of way, and you are growing and expanding. Like I said, it could be a relationship or whatever. Don't want to spend too much time on it. Let's move to this one trick pony. For some of you, what you might be outgrowing is this really linear thinking. Linear thinking people scare me. They do. They don't leave space for nuance. And I always think that's a sign of a really immature spirit. And that's not an insult to anyone. It's just the truth. That's the way I believe anyway. I had one of my Facebook friends years ago, a very I don't know what culture she was from. I can't be sure, because she used to dress a certain way. And she was telling me, like, you have to just kind of look at people and understand some people's souls are not as old as yours, or not as mature, or whatever. I believe all of our souls are actually mature, because I think we've always been and we will always be. We just exist in different ways, right? But I understood what she was saying. People who see things in such a linear way, you can't get them to, like, open up their mind. They're just like babies in the spirit. It would be equivalent to expecting a newborn baby to get up and walk. You know what I mean? And where you're standing on both of your feet as a 25-year-old, you can't expect the same thing from a newborn baby. So if that makes any sense, take it. If it doesn't, don't. But what's going on with this one trick pony energy? We're going to say the best for last. Good Lord. Okay, what is happening here? I'm not going to take these cards because there's a bunch of them that fell on the floor. Like, when I say a bunch, it's a bunch. Let's see what this is, though. The Death card. Transformation. Transformation and change is necessary. This is an ego death. This is an ego death. Some of you could be triggering somebody else's ego. Maybe there's something that you've been talking to someone about and they haven't been very receptive to it because they're stuck in their ways. The Death card, much like the Tower, comes to destroy a paradigm, change somebody's perspective, get them to see in a new way. An old version of someone here is dying, and that could be you. It doesn't have to be someone else, but that is a Scorpio card. You got a lot of majors. 4 out of 6 cards. Okay, what else you got? You got the 8 of Swords, being trapped. Now she's in this cage. The Devil card does talk about feeling captive, feeling oppressed. And this is overthinking. This is the card that comes before that first card you got, which is the circadian rhythm being off. Somebody not sleeping well at night, worrying unnecessarily, overthinking, feeling helpless. She feels like she's stuck in this cage, but she's actually the only one keeping herself there. Yeah, so this could be a victim mentality for someone here. Maybe this is the reason why some of you are pulling back away from people, because you're trying to figure yourself out, how to liberate yourself. Like I said, this is like a liberation. You want to liberate yourself from this cage. And I feel like you are doing it, and that's why you got the Death card. That's an ego death. That's transformation. That's endings and new beginnings, death and rebirth. It does talk about releasing the past, embracing the future. The card that comes after this is the Temperance card, a very spiritual card that talks about being unbothered, being at peace, being calm. So this is what you're on your way to. If you feel like you're pulling away from people, especially over the next 5 days, Spirit is trying to get your attention. The Hermit card means Spirit wants some alone time with you to show something to you. I'll just share this really briefly. I was looking at a video of a young lady that said she had a near-death experience. And she said that when she went to what she perceived as heaven, okay, we're not going to, qualify it or whatever, because we can't. But she said that she spoke to God, and God told her when she comes back to earth, because it wasn't her time and she had to come back, he told her, in her mind, she saw God as a he. So that's why I'm saying that. And she said that he told her, when you go back, you need to leave the church. Now, when I heard her say that, I said, that's interesting, because she was a Christian. And she said that God didn't approve of her being in the church. Now, I don't have an opinion of it, because I believe that you can learn, you can grow, you can evolve in any religious group. I do. That's not my place to tell anybody to go to church or leave church or whatever, but I just thought that was interesting that she said that. So she said that God told her that he didn't have any part of that. And I thought that was quite interesting. So somebody here might be going through like a crisis of conscience. This feels very spiritual. This does not feel like it really has anything to do with anyone else, though I am seeing some signs here. That could just be placements in your chart. And like I said, this is this week, July the 23rd through August the 1st. And you do have a no here. So Spirit is telling you no about something. If you're dealing with someone who's a one-trick pony or something like that, or maybe this is you being this one-trick pony, not seeing things in a way that, you know, causes you to be open-minded. This might be, you know, what you need to pay attention to, being trapped in a way of thinking or something. But I just thought that was an interesting story that she told. I don't discount anybody's experiences because I've had supernatural experiences and I don't want nobody discounting mine. Not that I care, but I'm just saying, you know, it's kind of ignorant to tell people that they didn't experience what they experienced because you don't know. So I don't know. Some of you could be going through like a catharsis. Like it feels like some part of you, don't take this wrong, y'all, is dying for another part of you to be born, because that's what the death card is. It's like something has to die off. And I think I actually said this the other day, but I want to kind of just more so look at this past life soulmate. And it says this person is Mr. Personality. If you're dealing with a man especially, it says this person is charming, attractive, sexy, loud, bold, confident, a risk taker, an athlete, an entertainer, charismatic. It says this is a telepathic connection, love at first sight, a feeling of already knowing them, a reunion of twins and soulmates. And then that this person is doing what's right for them. They are moral, they have ethics, they play by the rules, beliefs, spiritual lessons. Could even be that this person comes from a different culture, religion, race, or something like that, and they're going to be opening up your eyes to something. I feel like you two will bounce ideas off of each other with sparring partner, because I meant that in the best possible way. It's almost like when somebody is spotting you in the gym. They're helping you to get stronger, but also reinforcing you if you were to drop the weight. You know what I mean? That's kind of what you have here. This is somebody sweeping you off of your feet too. So it could be a fire sign, another Taurus, a Cancer, a Gemini. What else do I see? Maybe a Libra, Aquarius. What is it, Spirit? You got the Nine of Pentacles. Virgo, Venus, you got the Queen of Swords. That's the logic right here. So this person is very smart, a master communicator, or you two connect through your independence. You're both independent, self-sufficient people. You have your own things going on. You could both be professionals, work in the same profession, maybe something that requires a lot of logic. Or this could be their job. The Queen of Swords is usually like a lawyer, a decision maker. She's impartial. She's the same woman in the Justice card. The same archetype, okay? Virgo, Venus. I'm not Virgo, Venus, Jesus Christ. Libra, Venus. Much like the Justice card. So you got two Venusian cards here. What did I say about the pink? So the Venusian energy, again, is all about receiving. You got the Ten of Cups. Look what you're receiving. You're happily ever after. Some of you could have a younger person showing up here, a younger air sign. This is emotional fulfillment. And then the King of Wands is someone who is very interested in a future with you. They could smoke. He is smoking. They could be a chain smoker because he has a cigarette in his mouth, one in his hand, and one in his hand too. King of Wands is big D energy, okay? He does represent a really confident go-getter. He's an alpha personality. He or she, it could be a woman. And that is Leo, Jupiter. And Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion and fun and all of that good stuff. Unpredictability, I feel like you have with this person, especially if it's a fire sign. Now, this is showing up as 40 years of age or older. Six of Wands is Leo, Jupiter. Again, they could be in the spotlight. And it literally says here this person could be an entertainer. So for some of y'all, this is a famous person. But this page of Swords is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini energy. And I see this as social media and maybe somebody watching you. Speaking of social media, right? Your Ten of Cups. This is somebody carefully considering you, but his sword is down. Meaning, and to me, that means he's already made a decision. This person is very strategic. They are very logical. Or this could be you. It could be you. It could be exemplifying that you are being very discerning about your next relationship because you want this Ten of Cups. This is marriage, the nuclear family, the American dream, emotional fulfillment. It literally talks about domestic bliss. So some of you are well on your way to that. Anything you need to know about your finances, because I didn't see much about your money. And I like to talk about money. So let's see. You got the Ace of Cups, nice. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, and the Two of Pentacles. Some of you are getting good news regarding something that's hanging in the balance right now. Okay, 2 years is here, 1 month is here. I don't know if they mean anything. This is Capricorn, Jupiter, and this is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio energy. It could be possible that you'll find in love at work, because the Two of Pentacles can talk about that. We talk about it all the time. I'm not going to browbeat you all. The Two of Pentacles can also be money fluctuating. It can be moving money around, robbing Peter to pay Paul. But this Ace of Cups brings in a new, fresh beginning perspective. It's the feeling for me of being happy about something. It's all about your emotions, and you see all of this water coming out of the cups. That's emotions, good emotions. But you do have the 10 of Cups here with the Page of Swords. So maybe there's somebody at work that's watching you. This is about work and home life balance. Something is coming into balance. And this Two of Pentacles can be decision making, multitasking, a balancing act, being flexible, adapting to a change. There could even be a new job here. What is this? What's the Ace of Cups? Oh my God, the Seven of Pentacles, Taurus energy. Wow. Taurus Saturn. Saturn is about our jobs, our careers, our money, our popularity. The Seven of Pentacles does talk about growth. Okay. It is a card of waiting patiently for something. I think we talked about this the other day. This is a long-term investment. There could be a new job here. Maybe this Ace of Cups is you crying happy tears or being excited about a new job prospect. Maybe some of you have been doing something for 2 years or 7 years, and now you're finally about to start to reap the rewards of your hard work, because that's what the Seven of Pentacles is, a return on your investment. You could also be born May 11th through the 20th. This is hard work paying off. It's profits. It's success and waiting. It's your harvest. And if this doesn't happen over the next 5 days or sometime soon, it's probably going to be in harvest season, which is the fall. Virgo, Libra season. And you do have that Venusian energy, the Nine of Pentacles, which is the card of enjoying the fruits of your labor, with the Queen of Swords. And that is Libra, Venus energy. What is going on here? What's going on with the Two of Pentacles? The Page of Cups. This is good news. If you've been waiting for good news about money or something, I feel like it's coming. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio involved. It could be a younger person. It could even be a child. For some of you, maybe this is about a child. Maybe this has something to do with putting a child through school or waiting for some kind of approval for something. But yeah, look at this Justice card. Libra, Venus, and the Judgment card. And they both came out over here in the same card. And the card says double standards. You got it in more the reverse. It's in the up right now. So something is coming into balance. Balance is being restored. Something is fair. Something is going the way you want it to. This is your North Node energy. Your life purpose is showing up here, Taurus, when it comes to your career. And the Judgment card might be you judging yourself less, judging other people less, being more impartial, being more fair, seeing both sides of a situation. That could even be what you're doing here, weighing options. You got 2, 2, 2. You could be seeing a lot of 2s. Absolutely. Oh my God, you're on your way to this 10 of Pentacles. This is your birthright. You are meant to create this legacy. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When you get these cards showing me that you're working on something, you got the 9 of Pentacles. This is financial freedom. Some of you could even be waiting for news about some inheritance or something going on in court. And it could be family related. This means you're going to get it. This is a dynasty. This is your ancestry, your family. And it also talks about creating generational wealth and being set for life, having affluence. Creating, leaving something behind for future generations. Inheritance, wealth, financial security, long-term success, longevity. It's also about your family. Yeah, the King of Wands here, which means you're confidently going after some kind of vision that you have. And it pays off. You got really good cards here. But some of you may be in that in-between right now where you don't see evidence of it. Just keep the faith. Yeah, keep the faith, because look at this. You got the 5 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups, which could be you missing an opportunity. This is like missing opportunities because you want to feel sad. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like a victim. This is another card of victimization, victim mentality, poverty consciousness. Remember, it said to be in receptive mode. See, the Empress sits on her throne knowing that things are going to come to her. She's a card of manifestation. This is not good energy for manifestation. So this means that, again, there's a way of thinking. And it could be a poverty consciousness, a lack mentality, a victim mindset that keeps you stuck. Because this is a blessing from God, but it's like you're focused on opportunities here that didn't work out. And God is like, well, I got this for you. But it's like it feels better to stay in this victimhood. April the 20th through the 30th could be your birthday. That's the date of this card. Yeah. I see this, this 5 of Pentacles is Taurus Mercury energy. The 4 of Cups is Cancer Moon. Cancer Jupiter. What am I saying? What is it, y'all? It's Cancer Moon. Why did I say Jupiter? I was thinking about the 4 of Swords. It's Cancer Moon. So somebody can have a Cancer Moon placement. And you know, Cancer, the moon is at home in Cancer. It's at home in Pisces and Cancer. And so when you think of a Cancer moon, you think of somebody who could be really emotional. So this could be like something that keeps you stuck. I just want to point out what can help you, because I do see a victim mentality here for someone, and the death card means it has to change if you want to bring in some blessings, especially financially. Yeah. The High Priestess, trust your intuition so that you get this breakthrough. And again, another Pentacle card. Eight of Pentacles. Some of you, I mean, this goes without saying. You are hard workers. I feel like you have an enthusiasm when it comes to your work ethic, but there's something here about having a breakthrough. And you know what I'm kind of getting from this? I was talking about this with my fiance last night. Like, we as human beings, we inherit a lot of issues. The Ten of Pentacles can be inherited issues as well. We inherit a lot of issues from our parents, our grandparents, our extended family, our immediate family when it comes to money and things like that. We have a victim mindset or poverty consciousness because they had it. You know, when you hear things like, oh, you know, money don't grow on trees, or we don't have enough money for this, that, and the third. Like, I made a concerted effort in my life not to speak that way to my kids. You know, I would even tell them, like, if they were asking me about something and I knew that the response was I couldn't do it right now, or we couldn't do it right now, I would just tell them, like, you know, don't worry about that. Like, don't worry about it. You know, just manifest what you want. I told them about manifestation when they were very young. Just manifest what you want. If you want that, just manifest it. And, you know, all you have to do is just put your intentions out there. You don't have to keep saying it every day. Just trust that it's going to come to you. And we have made a really good, made it a good practice to always deliver what I told them to manifest, right? Because I want them to understand that that's how this thing works, this thing called life. This intuitive nature that you have, some of you, your spiritual gifts are heightening. You're seeing something clearly, and now you got the counterpart to the Hierophant, which is what I talked about before. So now it's showing me that you might be embracing a more esoteric knowledge, something that's a bit more unconventional than this energy you've been chained to. You're seeing clearly. You had this come out over here as well, the Ace of Swords. It came out over here with the Hierophant. And now you got the High Priestess, which these two are like husband and wife. They're counterparts, spiritual counterparts, and they are past life soulmates. Interestingly enough, you have that here. So there's a very spiritual connection coming in between you and another person. And like I said, logic. The Ace of Swords is logic, right? So the connection between you and this person, they open up your eyes to something, you open up their eyes to something. But I want you to trust your instincts. Because again, knowing is half the battle. Situational awareness and deductive reasoning is the Ace of Swords. Not being confused, cutting through illusions, and yeah, being very focused, being very logical. I don't know what any of this means. I hope it helps you. I will see you all the next time. Peace.